The ocean's always been at the heart of life for the fishermen in Aegina, a small island around 50 kilometers south of Athens. For generations, the water is how residents have provided for their families. But things aren't the same for Nectarios, a second-generation fisherman. The waters that once teemed with life are quieter now, and with temperatures rising, fish stocks that used to be plentiful are now starting to run dry.
My dad was a fisherman. I grew up with it. But now despair has set in. Once we caught unimaginable fish here. Mackerel, chub mackerel, everything. Now nothing. Every year it gets worse.
This is just one example of how climate crisis is affecting industries and communities here.
Natural disasters have intensified this year, signaling a global climate crisis. Flooding now causes greater damage over wider areas.
And the summer served as the stark example of how Europe must face these challenges. The season began with Storm Boris. At least 24 people were killed as flash waters devastated Austria, Czechia, Slovakia, Poland, Romania, and Hungary. Towns were submerged, crops ruined, and thousands of people were displaced. Yet, flood barriers, early warnings, and emergency teams helped save lives and reduced long-term damage. Meanwhile, the Spanish region of Valencia faced a harsher fate. The city endured one of its deadliest series of flash flooding, which killed over 200 people.
Floods in Central Europe and Valencia differ significantly. Central Europe faced gradual river flooding, allowing time for warnings and evacuations. In Valencia, flash floods from intense rainfall overwhelmed drainage systems, despite advanced flood diversion measures.
Wildfires and droughts traditionally affect southern Europe, but this year, places like Poland, the Baltic nations, and Slovakia also suffered. Dry spells turned forests into fire hazards, sparking blazes rarely seen in such areas. Poland faced its worst drought in decades, straining water supplies and ruining crops, while the Baltics and Slovakia struggled with wildfires that pushed their emergency systems to the limit.
Water scarcity is no longer just a Mediterranean issue. It's affecting Northern Europe too. Rising temperatures, erratic rainfall and prolonged dry spells are depleting groundwater and increasing wildfire risks in forests across Poland, the Baltics and Slovakia.
As 2025 begins, the challenges of 2024 can still be felt. Record heat, flooding, and wildfires have reshaped lives. For communities like Aegina's fishermen, adapting to the new reality isn't easy. Nectarios continues to fish despite facing quieter waters and emptier nets. But he keeps going, his resilience a reminder that hope and loss now go hand in hand. Evangelo Sipsas for CGTN, Athens.